Hello, hi, welcome or welcome back to my channel, friends. My name is Rachel. I am a 32-year-old autistic woman who loves beauty, fashion, and all things kind of self-care, but in a fun way, not a pressured way. And I love sharing things about that on the internet. So today I'm doing empties from the winter, so January, February. If that sounds good to you, I hope you'll stick around. I've got quite the box of empties, so let's dive right in. So for empties is one of my favorite videos on YouTube. I've been watching them for years and years. I have a whole playlist, so if you like empties too, I will leave that playlist in the description box below. But every time I try to give, and to keep me from tangents, is what did I like or not like about the product? Would I repurchase it? Who would I recommend it for? And then any kind of anecdotal information added in there. I am a Virgo and autistic, so I love structure and organization, and I always say that I'm not going to follow a pattern, I guess, or categories, but I always end up doing it. We'll see if that is the case today, but I do want to kind of keep them as what I finished in January versus February, so we are going to do it that way. Diving right in, I have two products from a specific hairline. So I have the shampoo and the mask from L'Oreal Professionel Paris, the Vitamino color, so the shampoo and the mask. If you are new here, I have a very sensitive scalp. I'm just sensitive overall. And a lot of shampoos either don't cleanse enough or they irritate my scalp and I break out, which is not fun. And I used the same shampoo for years and years. It got discontinued, and so out of desperation one day, actually, I went out and I bought the L'Oreal Professional Metal Detox shampoo, conditioner, and it came with a hair oil, and it did wonders for my hair. And at the time, I didn't know if I should be using that every day because it is like a stronger shampoo as detox. So I trusted the formulations of this brand, and I wanted to try the Vitamino color because I do a base break. I alternate a base break, which is lightening overall, and some highlights, and I'm due for my appointments coming up. But I loved this. It smells really nice. So this entire line, I would say, is like very heavily scented. It's going to stick in your hair well after you shower. I shower every day, every other day, so I would say up to 2 days you're still going to smell it. This one smells kind of floral fruity, I would say, and sweet. It's very, very nice. It was gentle. It was perfect. I would repurchase it, but I haven't yet. I highly recommend this if you color your hair, you have a sensitive scalp, but you need a decent cleanse. It could be used every day. It can be used every other day. I can really extend not washing. And the mask is really great too. It's very conditioning, but it's not too heavy. So it isn't kind of like a fully opaque mask. It's almost like a jelly texture and slightly see-through, but as you can see, I scraped it. I scraped it all the way clean. And I love the L'Oreal masks. And I will say I've seen this with other brands. The masks are moving to like leave on for 1 minute versus like the 3 to 5, 5 to 10 that we used to see. And I love that. I also love that you can get it in a larger size with the pump for the shampoo. And the brand is coming out with refill pouches, which I love, especially for the Vitamin Detox mask. I know that that one's available already through Sephora. I think the other ones are coming. My salon uses these products now too, which was a happy coincidence. And they did say that they'll be coming out with refill pouches for the other products as well. So if you've been looking for something with a sensitive scalp, I would definitely check out the range. Even if you don't have a sensitive scalp, it's really lovely. And yeah, only good things to say about it, to be fair. All right, so that was it in terms of hair for January. Now let's move into body. So I have two body products. The first one is the Necessaire, the body peel. This is their 12% AHA, BHA, PHA serum. I did receive this one through PR, and you get 5.1 fluid ounces, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it took me so long to get through this. So I have KP on my arms, legs, and chest and back, but I also get breakouts on my chest and back as well. So that's where I was mainly using this, not on my legs, but on my upper body. It is a thicker gel texture, and it is really effective. It is really, truly lovely. And I'm so happy that I was able to try this one out because I have used the Drunk Elephant, the Faded, and the Ren exfoliating kind of body lotions, body serums. This is more gentle than the Drunk Elephant. That one you could feel stinging more often. This one will still sting if you have an open spot or a scratch or any broken skin, but it's not too bad. However, I don't think at this point in time I would repurchase this because, and I've said this so many times, and probably why I've never received any more PR, is that Necessaire is just a little too expensive for what you get. I love the sleek marketing and packaging of it, and they do seem to be kind of on the forward curve of products dropping. So if like a brand new thing comes to market, just give it some time and some other brands will compete with that. But yeah, this is $58 for 5 ounces, and the Drunk Elephant is $29 for, I think, pardon, it went up $1 like everything else. But you get, for $30, you get 8 fluid ounces. So I would go with Drunk Elephant over this one. If you're super, super sensitive, I would go with the Faded Lotion. I'm currently testing out a completely new to me brand that was sent to me in PR that I will withhold my thoughts on, but it is crazy effective. So those would be my recommendations. Glad I tried it, but it's too much money. Then on the opposite end of the spectrum, I have an Aveeno Daily Moisture Body Oil Mist. Conditions dry, rough skin, smoother, more even skin in 1 week with oat and jojoba oil. And this is what, 6.7 fluid ounces, so it took me a while to get through this because I don't love body oils, and how I typically use them is mixing them with body butter or body lotion, and I love that this one was in a spray formula, and you're not too sticky, but you will be oily. It's not like a dry oil. It smells lovely. It's like a very warm, sweet smell. You will smell it, so if you want to smell like your lotion and not like your oil, this won't be for you, but for everybody else, highly recommend it. Very affordable. The sprayer never gave out or clogged or anything on me, and I would absolutely repurchase, but I just am enjoying other scents, and I also have found body butters where I don't need an oil as much, but I would go back to it and I would recommend it. I found one more body care product and I can't wait to talk about this. So this is Trader Joe's Shimmering Candy Cane Body Butter. I have talked about Trader Joe's body care products a few times on my channel, especially in Empties. They have always nailed the body butter, and I've been using their body butter for at least almost 10 years, if not longer. It's so affordable. I think some of the newer ones now are $6.99, sometimes they're $5.99. This product is what kickstarted me getting back into scented body care and perfumes, and what a world of difference it has made for my mental health, making my shower routine fun, putting me into kind of a cozy, relaxing mindset versus an energetic, let's get ready to work mindset. This one was so good. So I will say not every scent that Trader Joe's has ever come out with has hit the spot for me. I don't love the pumpkin, it's not bad. And I don't love the coconut, but I'm not really a coconut person. Their Sol de Janeiro dupes are magnificent. I'm currently using the purple one that smells like Cheirosa 59. Love it. However, this one, the texture was different. That's where I was going. This one was definitely more silky and more on the creamy side and thin. You didn't have to work hard to rub this in. Yes, there were a little bit of shimmer particles in it, but nothing too crazy. I flew through this one, and I do have one, I think, backup left. And I'm gonna be so sad. But this is similar to the Tree Hut Peppermint Pearl that I raved about in my top 15 of 2024. I think that scent is just slightly better and lasts on the skin a little bit longer, but this is gorgeous, and it is like 99.98% the same as the Tree Hut. Oh, I love it. And I love these containers. I'm going to be cleaning this one out and using it for something else. It's just so nice. Trader Joe's. Where it's at. Then lastly, for body care in January, I have 2 bar soaps. So the first one is also from my top 15 of 2024, which is the Hanni Cocoon Cleanse concentrated serum cleanser for body. I've talked about this in several empties. I also go more in depth in that top 15 of 2024. So go check that out if you're interested. Would I repurchase this? Yes, but not as often as I empty it because it is more on the pricey side. It's like a nice little indulgence, especially when it's very cold out. It moisturizes your skin, but also cleanses it really effectively. So I love this. I would recommend it and I would repurchase. And then lastly, I finished a Curie hydrating body wash with macadamia nut oil and vitamin E in the scent Warm Vanilla. Yeah, it's good. Nothing super crazy to write home about. It says it has a Madagascar vanilla, soft amber, creamy almond milk scent. It hydrates and soothes. Jump scare. Editing Rachel. I've since gotten my hair done. Anyway, I don't know why I blanked on this one, but what I will say about this soap is, regardless of what I just read, it borders on drying, so it's definitely not hydrating. It's not super stripping, but it leaves a touch of that squeaky clean feeling, which I don't love. And the other thing to note is, as far as vanilla goes, this one is like much more of a sandalwood scent. I would say it's sandalwood with vanilla. I didn't get a lot of the other notes that they list, which is why it's like not my favorite. So just need to add that in there. If you love sandalwood, you shall love this. It's nice. It was good. I would consider repurchasing, but it's not necessarily a must-have for me. And I've yet to find the perfect vanilla bar. If you have one, let me know. I like hard soaps, so both of these are harder soaps. They don't kind of disintegrate and get mushy like the Dove bars, because I know someone's about to say the Dove vanilla. While I think that smells lovely, I can't handle the sensory experience of like a soggy, mushy soap. And those do that to me, even though I keep my soap on a shelf out of the water and let it dry. I can't do it. So let me know, outside of Dove, your favorite vanilla body soap. Okay, then I have one toothpaste. I like to talk about toothpaste on my channel because not everybody wants spicy mint all the time, if you're like me anyway. And I have one from Hi Smile. I've tried a few of theirs now. This has fluoride in it, so do with that what you will. But this is the vanilla flavor. That's what I was looking for. And I wanted this because I wanted to mix it with my mint toothpaste to get that vanilla mint. Does anyone remember vanilla mint from Crust? Why did they get rid of that and why aren't they bringing that back? I need them to bring that back. It was like the perfect kind of sweet mint toothpaste. If you know of one that reminds you of that, let me know, because this was just bad. Like, even smelling it now, it wasn't vanilla-y. It almost is like that fake buttery vanilla that's not good. And it didn't mix with the mint in the way that I wanted to. So I didn't quite finish this up because I couldn't bring myself to, but it smells gross. It is gross. I don't recommend the vanilla. However, they came out with a candy cane this year that I think does flavor things the way I want it to, but I would mix it because these don't make my mouth feel as clean as my Parodontax or my Colgate. Anyone else have that experience? Let me know. All right, keeping with kind of a miscellaneous theme, we finished a Necessaire, the hand cream. I say we because my husband used the majority of this. This is a multi-ceramide barrier treatment. There was a point in time where I really loved this. It's in an aluminum tube, which I love. You can get all the product out. Again, it's just pricey for what it is. I think this is $20. And I wouldn't repurchase, but I would gift it as like a nice fancy gift. It's not scented, which is really lovely, and it does feel really nice on the hands. It does heal well. I will say my husband said it's not his top favorite, especially in the depths of winter. I love the Trader Joe's in the aluminum tube. A lot of people compare it to L'Occitane. It is thicker than the Necessaire. It is closer in texture to the L'Occitane. It has kind of like a fresh, clean scent, which I don't mind, but I would purchase that for like $5, $6, maybe $7 tops against $20. This might have even gone up, who knows? All right, then let's talk candles because we have been warming candles again, and I took some that we had started to burn that we just needed to finish off. Two of these are from my favorite local shop, which is Whiskey Moon Boutique. They do sell online when they do their seasonal drops, so I'll link them below. But the first one I've talked about a few times in Empties. It is apple cider donut. It is the best. It smells exactly like an apple cider donut, like if you walked into a bakery. Just got a little bit of soot maybe. It's incredible. I love it. She only comes out with this scent around the fall time, so keep an eye out for that. Follow her on Instagram, she'll post there, but also her website. And then the other one we finished up is a very sad thing for me because I burned this a little bit and then I saved it, and it is a large one. This is 30-ounce candle, and I'm gonna end up saving this container because it's so cute, but it is Banana Berry. So this is my top favorite scent from her. She does scents really well across the board. I've never had a scent from her that I didn't like. You can get them in body products like hair and cuticle oil. I've used that and talked about on my channel. Candles, room spray, roller perfume. This is her spring scent, so you know I'm a keyboard warrior just waiting for that to drop so I can snatch as much up as I possibly can. It is a very creamy, which I think is the banana, but she's got a lot of sugar notes in there, so it's very sweet. The banana doesn't come across as like a Laffy Taffy banana scent. It comes across just as like a creaminess. And then the berry adds just the right amount of like a touch of tartness to this that it is like so good. It's like a creamy marshmallow, and way off in the distance there's a little banana and a little berry. It's so good. I can't wait for this to drop again. And then lastly, I have one from the nail salon that I went to, which is Beauty Bungalow. This was Apple Alley. This was more of a fresh apple scent, and I really love that in the kitchen. I don't think they're selling these online. I'll double check, and if they are, I'll put a link down below. But if you're in the Pittsburgh area, one, you should get your nails done at Beauty Bungalow. Bethany was my nail tech for years and years. She's excellent. She's so talented at art. I'll leave her Instagram down below. If you're in the Pittsburgh area, check her out. And then also when you go in, they have cutie things like these candles they make that are lovely and burn very nicely. Okay, let's talk about skincare. So I finished the Beauty of Joeson SPF. This is the Korean version. I was lucky enough to try before all of the changes happened. $15, excellent price. It is really nice. I didn't have any irritation with my eyes, this being chemical. It sunk in really well. It didn't leave a white cast. It was moisturizing, but not as moisturizing as, say, the lip tinted Hueguard or the In Beauty SPF that are both mineral. That's not a bad thing. I'm just letting you know, if you need a lot of moisture, I would go with those. If you need medium moisture, I would go with this. I liked it. I liked the price the best, I will say. Since then, I've started using my In Beauty again, and I think that one wins out for me for a few reasons. I like the kind of feeling of it. It's a little bit more moisturizing, and it has a pump. I love things that are the easiest to apply, and I can pump it directly on my face if I don't want to touch my fingers. You know, I don't know. It's a weird sensory thing, but I would recommend this. I would repurchase it, especially because of the price, but for now I'm sticking with In Beauty. You know it wouldn't be an Empties video without a Phytosurgence Sea Submerge. So I finished one of those. You bet your bottom dollar I repurchased this again. This made it into my top 15 of 2024. I talk about this endlessly in so many Empties. There's one Empties in particular where this is in the thumbnail, where I emptied a ton of serums that month, and this one beat out every single one of them. So it's been on my shelf for years. It will continue to be on my shelf. I use this all over face, body, scalp, you name it. Love it so much. Especially if you overdo it with actives. That will, if you overdo it with actives or you get a sunburn, that'll bring you back to life. Thank me later, you know? Then lastly, in one of my testing forgotten makeup videos, I tried the Smashbox Primerizer. It was fine. It was fine. I don't use a separate primer. I just use my morning skincare as my skin prep, which is Sea Submerge and Burn It Force Field from Phytosurgence. So sure, if you want an extra product, but I just recommend using your regular skincare. Yeah. And not much else to say on that. All right, then another sample empty. I have two samples of the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk in shade 2. I loved testing this and getting my hands on it in this way because it's a cult classic. Everyone loves it and raves about it. I did a whole wear test, so check out that video if you want in depth, but this has been shortlisted for my potential foundation purchase. which we'll get into in the next check-in. But I do like this, and I do think this could work on a decent variety of skin types if you're looking for medium buildable coverage, skin-like finish, a little bit of radiance but not too much. Just beware, it is scented, and the scent was noticeable for me for like the first couple hours that I wore this. So I'm very curious to see what shakes out of what I want from a foundation. I'm narrowing it down, but I'm also tempted to just throw caution to the wind and try one. But we'll get into that in another video. Next, I want to get into some scents. So if you tuned into my February check-in, you know that I'm on a perfume craze, bender, I don't know. I'm obsessed, but I have very specific things in mind, and I have a very, very sensitive and picky nose. So I have been decanting through Lucky Scent and Scent Split. Scent Split is my favorite if you want a recommendation there, if they carry the perfume you want to try, because Scent Split or Lucky Scent sends you kind of like the 2 ml vial that has the wand applicator, so the dabber. And I prefer a spray, which you can get in 2 ml from Scent Split, and I'm happy to pay a couple extra dollars for that. But the two that I tried from Lucky Scent was Kyse Perfume's Delizia de Marshmallow, which I talk about in my January empties. I did end up getting a full size of this. It is the perfect marshmallow scent. A lot of people say that. That can be interpreted a lot of different ways, but it is truly kind of like a warmed up marshmallow. It's not quite toasted, but it's not just like a cold, fresh, open bag of marshmallows or like room temperature. There's something slightly warm and gooey, but not toasted. I love this so much. I'm so happy to have a full size. And then the next one is Maison Mataha Escapade Gourmand. Everyone describes this scent as a creme brulee type of vanilla, and that is entirely true. It does smell like that layer of sugar on top of a creme brulee. So it is very sweet, and it is like a brighter vanilla to my nose, but it is kind of like that toasted caramelized sugar, but there's that brightness there. Some vanilla perfumes, when they get kind of more of the like aged vanilla smell, they're like deeper. I would put Indot by Tahota as like a deeper vanilla. This is still very bright, and I have been wearing this quite a lot. I got the 9 ml travel size from Scent Split. I'm almost through that one, so this is on a short list for me to purchase, but we're gonna have to talk about that in my February check-in because decisions must be made. And then I had a sample from Sephora, I believe, from Skylar. This is the Vanilla Sky. You can see I tried it a little bit, but I'm going to give this away, but I just wanted to talk about it. I do not like this as a vanilla lover, but a picky vanilla lover. I like to have elevated vanillas. That doesn't always mean expensive. I have a couple of affordable vanillas that I would put above this. A lot of people describe this as like a caramel vanilla cappuccino. It has kind of that undertone of perfumes that there's like a specific area of perfumes, like a lot of designers I would put in this category. A lot of the perfumes you get at Sephora, they all have this like familiar scent to them that just reads as like not a very nice perfume. I don't know what component in that is doing it to my nose, but it can make me itchy and nauseous, and it just doesn't smell balanced or sophisticated. And not sophisticated in like I'm sophisticated. Sophisticated as in like they really took their time developing the scent components and the balance of all those scent components together. That's what I mean. And so this honestly smelled like, if any of you remember from like the 90s and early thousands, the tin that you could get of powdered French vanilla cappuccino powder, that where like you don't really get a strong coffee scent, or even the French vanilla cappuccinos you get at like the gas station out of the machines. That's what this reminded me of. And if you love that, it might be great, but it was very faint. And I know that's because they are committed to creating hypoallergenic fragrances, which I love, but unfortunately it was a pass for me. I would rather save up and purchase Indulte Tahota and Escapade Gourmand from Maison Mataha, but to each their own. And then lastly for fragrance, and this is an example of one being slightly more affordable depending on how you slice it, but smelling sophisticated, and you'll see that mine is quite full and we're gonna get there. But this is Vanille New from Beauty Pie, and this is an eau de parfum, so they've moved from toilette to parfum, which I love very much, and I really love this. This is a grown-up, sexier version of warm vanilla sugar with an expensive smelling vanilla. So if you don't like warm vanilla sugar from Bath & Body Works, I wouldn't count this out. I think this is leagues above that in terms of fragrance. Listen, I love me some Bath & Body Works sometimes, but you know. However, and it's not smelling like it did, you can see that mine is macerated. It's not the right term. A lot of people use macerated for when this kind of ages and turns dark. It's a different term I'm going to pop on the screen, but vanillas, because of the vanillin that they use for the scent, as it ages, it can deepen, and it also deepens the scent a bit. But this one has this sharp pencil shaving smell, and it smells like it has gone off. And I was shocked by that. I have had other fragrances from Beauty Pie for years at this point that have not done that. Something in this did not age well, and I keep my perfumes in a cool, dark environment, and they're not in light. Yeah, it just smells like alcohol and pencil shavings, and it did not have that, and it was less than a year old when that started. So I don't know if I got a bad batch or what's going on. And as much as I'm tempted to get a new one to see what's happening, again, I think my favorite vanillas right now are the Escapade Gourmand and Tahota. So do with that information what you will. Then lastly, in January, I really wanted to talk about this. I don't think they're doing it again this year, and I'm so sad, so I'm actually gonna end up repurposing mine. It's from Rare Beauty, and it was their affirmations calendar. So each week there would be a new affirmations, and then the week up top. Some of these hit so perfectly at the right time. So the one I just showed is beauty is about enhancing what you have. Let yourself shine through. Let's grab a random one. Be yourself, everyone is taken. I'm not the same person I was yesterday, and I'm proud of my growth. Like, I'm telling you, these hit. Some days you need to hear something like that. I am capable, I am knowledgeable, and I am rare. I loved this so much, and I am pretty bummed to see that they're not doing this for this year. So what I'm gonna do is go through and just kind of like white out the days and redo them, because it's so cute. And I just set it on my desk, and it was nice to flip it when the time was upon me. And it's nice, especially if you're journaling and you're like, what is my affirmation today? I don't know. No brainer. All right, so as you can see, I was a woman on a mission, and I just happened to finish a lot in January. For the month of February, I have 6 products that I finished, the majority being hair. So let's start there again. I finished a Gold Lust Dry Shampoo from Oribe, which has been just dangling for so long. I was so ready to finish this. Towards the end of the Oribe, it kind of stops working. It's like all the powder has been shot out, but there's still like the liquid components in here. I used to love this. This used to be the only dry shampoo I would use. Since then, I would recommend the Amika Perk Up Plus or the Perk Up Ultra over the Oribe, just price alone. I also love the scent of Amika, probably a little bit more than Oribe. However, I have not repurchased a dry shampoo in this format because last year before my travel, I purchased the Crown refillable powder. I actually used it a bit today. You might be able to see some powder. It's been a day. I've just finished work and it's been a day. So I'm still getting used to using that format because it comes with a brush to apply, but if I were to go back to this format, it would be Amika all day, especially for sensitive scalps. Then the last 2 products are from Kevin Murphy. So my salon used Kevin Murphy and some Moroccan oil hair products. They're still using Kevin Murphy, but they've introduced Loreal. Kevin Murphy smells really good if you like, I would say, more earthy, musky scents that are kind of unisex, because you do get some cologne scent from this. I would say L'Oreal Professionel, like Metal Detox. That definitely goes a little bit more cologne scented. So if you like that, you're gonna absolutely love these. I have the Do-Over. This is the dry powder finishing hairspray. I really like this. It's like a texture spray. And then the Bodybuilder volumizing mousse. The problem with these for me is that at some point my scalp couldn't take it. The first couple years I saw my beauty stylist, I didn't have a problem with Kevin Murphy products on my scalp. I actually used the blonde shampoo and a couple of the other shampoos, I think the Angel Wash. I didn't have any problems, but then at some point they really started to irritate my scalp. So I got through these travel sizes, but I would not push myself to get through them again because my scalp just doesn't like it. So I have been using Milkshake Hair Care and L'Oreal Professionel products for styling, and I would love to do a video on that. My hair right now is not the best example. One, because I didn't really style it today, and two, she needs a re-up of color. But I do want to show you some of those styling products because they've changed how I interact with styling my hair, for sure. Then I have one beauty product. This is the Joeson Woo, the Classic Liquid Liner. I purchased this when I forgot my makeup on a trip, just needed a quick eyeliner. At first, I was like, yeah, this is fine. I don't really have a lot of complaints when it comes to felt tip liquid liners, even if like this one is kind of like the cone shape felt. It's not like a full brush, but I also have used brush. I've also used gel. I've used every kind of liner to do a cat eye like this since 2009. And for that reason, I've come up with enough techniques and workarounds that I usually don't have any complaints around an eyeliner unless the performance is just poor. And the performance on this is kind of a nightmare. So it's almost like a tubing mascara in the way that it forms a film. And it would be so uncomfortable from a sensory perspective, but it would also kind of grab things at the same time. So it was like a tubing form that doesn't quite all the way dry. So it dries enough that you feel it dried to your eyes. You can also like peel off chunks throughout the day. And then when you remove it, you'll remove it and it will roll up into a chunk, or you'll get a chunk out of it and then like the outline remains and you can like peel it off. Bizarre. I don't know the purpose of that. It did stay on, but it also could crumble because those, you know, if you had a little built up in one spot. So I would not repurchase this. I would not recommend this. There's so many better options, even at the drugstore. One that I used for years and years and I've gone back to as an adult and still liked was the Maybelline Stiletto liner. But I could go into absolute detailed tangents about all the different types of eyeliner to achieve a wing like this. Are my wings always perfect? No. Do I care? No. I've been wearing this style for so long. No one's ever looked at me in person and been like, your eyes don't match. Because that would be weird. People don't do that in real life. Then I have one skincare product. It is the Prequel Universal Skin Solution Dermal Spray for face and body. This is a 0.02% hypochlorous acid with electrolyzed water and soothing mineral concentrate. Absolutely love this. I've talked about this in so many videos. Again, this was another one that was in my top 15 of 2024. I've gone through numerous bottles of these and I have my husband using them, but there is one thing I want to talk about. I was doom scrolling on TikTok as one does, and I saw someone who posted about this, that Prequel has made ingredient and formulation changes to this. And I'm so glad that they said it because this was the first bottle that I noticed it. The scent was off. This smells, to me anyway, when it's just hypochlorous acid, it gives kind of pool water because it is not the same as, but related to chlorine because it is iodized salts. Ionized. However, this one has a vinegar hit to it. And I thought I was going crazy, or maybe I just forgot how it used to smell, but seeing that video kind of validated it. And what I'm a little nervous about, and I'm going to be watching with a close eye, is that people who are writing to the brand asking why and what it means and if this is permanent moving forward, and just asking to be updated when this happens with enough notice to make changes necessary to their own routine, they're getting kind of ignored and not answered by the brand. And I don't like that, because I do agree that, and one of the reasons why I love this brand so much is that they're geared towards not sensitizing the skin and being available to people with all skin conditions and types. So eczema and rosacea being at the top of the list. I deal with rosacea. I have very sensitive skin. I have acne prone skin. This line is developed by a social media influencing dermatologist, and they do have good clinical information on the website, and they are stamped, like this one is stamped by the National Rosacea Foundation. And so I want to hold them to a little bit higher of a standard in saying that, like, if you're going to make changes, let consumers know so that they're not going out and buying something that could potentially cause their skin harm. And if you're making an ingredient change that you have proof would not do that for the majority of users, still come out and say that so people are aware of it. And we're not playing this guessing game on if we think we can trust you. You would think, as the founder being someone on social media, they would be attuned to that. I'm curious to see what unfolds. Prequel is my favorite skincare brand next to Phytosurgence, so I'm hoping that they do better. And like I said, I'll be watching it with a close eye and keeping you updated. If you know of an update, let me know down below, but I hope they don't start switching up formulas too much. This didn't seem to be any different for my skin. I do have a new bottle on the way. It should be here today, actually, so I'll keep you posted, but I have repurchased. We'll see what happens. And then lastly, I have a hand soap. This is the Amika hand wash, and I love the scent of Amika products, which is why I was like, in my fancy hand soap era back when I was doing that. I'm no longer doing that. I was like, yeah, this would be fun. I think this is under $20 too, and you get 13.5 fluid ounces. I want to say this is around the beauty pie price. This one was messy, as you can see. You had to like regularly clean this. It kind of like clogs. Not my favorite kind of liquid hand soap. It dried the ever-loving you-know-what out of my hands, to the point where even applying lotion right as soon as you dried your hands wasn't enough. It just like stripped it all. So I would not recommend. I have seen this at like Marshalls and stuff now. I would steer clear. Even for $12.99, I would steer clear. But that's just me. However, that concludes the winter empties. I hope that you are doing so well. I am almost out of the woods from a work perspective to be able to carve out more time. And I also just ordered a new light so that hopefully in the evenings I can film. It's staying lighter longer, but it still makes it hard if I don't wrap work before the light goes out in the sky. But I hope you're doing well. As you can tell, my brain is fragmented today. I just can't even describe the 9-to-5 life right now. But I hope that I will see you in the next one and you're taking care of yourself amidst the craziness, because that's an added layer, right? Take care of yourself, and I will see you soon.